15, 12, 11, 10.
Elon Musk is no doubt a mind-blowing individual and one of the few people who think out of the box. His dream is large, or what more can be said of his desire to colonize Mars? He is armed with the most personal wealth, and even the market and investors are willing to throw money at him. So for Elon Musk, this childhood goal is alive and well, and he's putting it into action by building an enormous spacecraft that will break all previous records. The Super Heavy, the spacecraft's lowest stage, has been in development for a long time, but is now complete. Complete for what? Has it added any fascinating new features since it was last evaluated? Is it possible for Elon Musk to orchestrate an entire colony on Mars with this starship? Check out this video to see how SpaceX's Super Heavy rocket was ultimately put together and how it will help in colonizing Mars. Ensure you watch to the end, you don't want to miss out on anything. But before that, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification button if you haven't already done so. If you haven't already done so, in order to not miss out on any future uploads. Now, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. I can't begin to tell you how daunting it will be to travel to Mars. Elon Musk is managing one of the most rigorous relocation initiatives in human history, and he's doing it all in the same country. Volunteer colonists will depart Earth and settle on the Red Planet according to his scheme. As far as distance and population are concerned, this is a massive undertaking. These space colonizers will travel millions of kilometers through deep space to arrive at their objective, so they'll need radiation shielding. Traveling at such breakneck pace will require months to complete this journey, and Elon Musk intends to send 1 million people from Earth to Mars in order to make the society self-sustaining, as if that weren't difficult enough. The air we breathe on Earth is something we take for granted. Taking in any of the gases contained within Mars can be fatal. That means before the volunteer colonists can even leave Earth, Elon Musk's travels must provide them with a system that will keep them fed and watered throughout their journey. In doing so, tons of equipment will have to be transported across a huge distance between Earth and Mars. Therefore, Elon Musk needs a powerful rocket in order to transport people and cargo to Mars. The problem, though, is that current rockets don't meet Elon Musk's needs because he needs more than just power for his rockets. What's more, when Elon needs something that doesn't exist, he creates it. His company SpaceX has spent the last few years designing and testing their Starship spacecraft for this very reason. We are talking about the world's tallest and most powerful rocket ever built. The Starship is a massive 120 meters tall when assembled. At a diameter of 9 meters, it's a massive structure. This innovation of Elon Musk has the potential to transport people and cargo to Mars, making the planet sustainable. What makes this Starship different from others, and how is it a key to achieving Elon Musk's goal? We'll keep watching to find out. At more than 100 tons in weight, the Starship is at the height of spacecraft development. About 35 SpaceX designed and built Raptor engines power the Starship when it is constructed. Elon Musk isn't just satisfied with a powerful rocket, he also wants a rocket that can be launched again and again. The Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets from his company have been partially reused, but the Starship will have both stages totally reusable just like he wants. The upper stage, known as the ship, and the lower stage, known as the Super Heavy, make up the Starship. To run his fleet of Starships like an airline, Elon Musk plans to do quick turnarounds on each plane for the next journey. A total of 27 engines power the Falcon Heavy rocket's liftoff, which is made up of 3 boosters and an upper stage. The Super Heavy booster for Starship, on the other hand, is projected to be powered by more than 30 engines. On its launch, the ship will depart from Mars. It will accelerate aerodynamically as it enters Mars's atmosphere at a searing speed of 7.5 kilometers per second. To counteract the heat generated by the ship's multiple entries, a robust heat shield will be installed. The lower stage, known as the Heavy booster, will remain on the ground. Depending on Elon Musk's ingenuity, it will either re-enter the atmosphere on retractable legs or be captured in an entirely new mechanism. In midair, the booster will be grabbed by a pair of arms. This would be the heaviest thing ever caught and might fail disastrously, according to Elon Musk. But Elon Musk, of course, will not be deterred by the chance of failure. In his design's Mechazilla, the system that intercepts the launcher will be deployed to Mars and other locations. Working on the Super Heavy is a top priority for SpaceX, and because Elon Musk wants to get to Mars as quickly as possible, every second matters. Mars. During a test flight in May of 2021, SpaceX launched and successfully landed a Starship vehicle at the height of 6.2 miles or 10 kilometers. And now, 3 months after returning to Starbase's orbital launch site, SpaceX has finally begun the process of testing what CEO Elon Musk claims is still the first flight-ready Super Heavy. Enjoying the video so far? Then what are you waiting for? Hit that like button. And do leave your comments down below about what you think about this Starship and its potential to colonize Mars. Alright, let's continue. SpaceX's Starship program has taken an extraordinary amount of time to conduct the first test of Booster 4 since the orbital launch site had not yet been finished, according to the consensus of those who closely monitor SpaceX's progress. Even though it was SpaceX's choice not to do some initial testing with B4 at one of the site's 2 suborbital test and launch mounts, it is obvious that the business finally judged the Super Heavy Booster 3's successful July 2021 test made such partial testing obsolete. It's possible that SpaceX is so sure of its first several Super Heavy boosters leaving its Starbase manufacturing that it won't bother verifying the structural integrity of the first genuinely completed Super Heavy booster before launching from the one and only orbital Starship launch site. However, based on how far Super Heavy Booster 4's first cryogenic test proceeded, SpaceX's presumptions appear to be true. In a cryogenic proof test on December 17th of 2021, SpaceX filled Super Heavy B4 around 6/10 of the way, with a few hundred tons of liquid nitrogen, nearly twice as ambitious as B3's. What isn't known is if the booster's propellant tanks were also elevated to flight pressures during that test. The test is even more critical if Booster 4 was able to attain those pressures, as it would show that the rocket is nearly ready for launch. Another round of cryogenic experiments were conducted on December 21st by SpaceX, this time doing the same procedure twice or 3 times in a row with the same amount of liquid nitrogen. The Super Heavy was able to withstand the lengthy ordeal with no apparent problems. Still, SpaceX and Super Heavy B4 face a slew of further tests, some of which are much more critical. As far as we know, the propellant Super Heavy is designed to lift off with roughly the same weight. Cryoproofing Booster 4 with 2,900 metric tons of cryogenic oxygen and 500 metric tons of cryogenic methane should go smoothly if SpaceX follows through on its plan to perform one or more wet dress rehearsals. Finally, SpaceX is likely to bring static fire testing with just one or a few of Super Heavy's many engines. All 29 of Booster 4's Raptors could be ignited at the same time, resulting in a thrust of about 11.9 million pounds per foot, or half the power of NASA's retired Saturn V moon rocket. The future deep space missions by SpaceX will rely on the company's Starship and Super Heavy rockets. NASA astronauts already plan on using SpaceX's Starship as part of NASA's Artemis missions to arrive on the moon. And also, the company has already sold another journey around the moon to Japanese entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa. Therefore, the expectations for the smooth testing and running of the Starship is high. Yet, despite recent signs and reports to the contrary, the breadth and scale of testing for the Starship's first orbital velocity launch attempt are only expected to expand in the coming weeks, according to Elon Musk. And by 2023, if all goes well, Elon Musk hopes that Starship vehicles will be used to help deliver astronauts to Mars and that the spaceship will be fully operational. With that, we have come to the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, kindly like and subscribe so that you can receive more engaging content in the future. Don't forget to turn on the notification button as well. And of course, always leave your comments down below. See you soon.